All right, so let's quickly get started. And what we are going to be talking about in this class is we'll be looking at the Excel replace function, substitute, and as well as these other three functions: the left, the right, and also the mid functions. Now let's see how this works. Now the replace function is in Excel. What it does is that it allows you to swap one or several characters in a text string. Remember, we are working with text functions with another character or a set of characters, and this is a typical example of how the function works. All right, so we have here the replace, and then we have an argument for all text. We have, remember that the functions carries arguments. All right, and we have the start number, we have the number of characters, and then we have the new text. Okay, now in this our case, what we want to do is that we have two texts here, results and then resources. So we want to replace, for the resources, this is going to be our old text, right? And then we want to replace URCE with these two texts RT. All right, so that is what we are basically doing, replacing these four different letters here, URCE with RT. All right, and let's quickly do that here. So first and foremost, type your, then double tap on here. Then this is the old text that we are looking at. Then with the comma, it says the start number. So this start number is the position of the first character within the old text. So the position of the first character we'd want to replace within the old text. All right, so where is the position of it? So we start counting from 1. Remember that the index starts from 1. Is different from the Python or the programming languages that the indexes start from 0, or even SQL indexes start from 0. So now we have the position of, remember you're replacing from UR, and that U is 5 because RESO is 4, U is 5. So we are starting from the position 5. That is the start number, the position of the first character that we want to replace. Then with a comma, then we have the number of characters. Now this is the number of characters you want to replace. Okay, so how many characters are we looking at replacing? We are looking at replacing URCE. All right, that is about 4. And then the new text you want to replace, that new text should be RT. Please, this is going to be case sensitive, RT. And remember, whenever you're working with strings, you have to put that your open and close quotation. Then let's close this. So hit your enter, and then we can see we have the result. All right, we have the result here. So that is how the substitute the replace works. Now for the left, we have the left here. Let's see how this works. So we have LEFT. So it says the text that you want to use, and this is going to be, let's say we want to use ifyok here, and then the number of characters we are looking at. So what left it does is that it trims a character from left, that is IFIOK. So how many characters do you want to show? Let's just say 3. So it captures only the 3 from the left here, that is IFI. All right, now if we change this to 2, that's going to give us IF. If we change it to 4, it's going to be giving us IFIO. Then we also have here for right. Then which text are we looking at? Let's use Akpan. And then the number of characters, let's say 2 for example. Now it's starting from right and coming down. So it captures N, captures A. So that is 2. Now if you use 3, it captures A, PAN. All right. And then we also have for mid, right, equal to mid, MID. Right, this is different from the minimum value like MIN. So then which text are we looking at? Let's use the result here. And then what is the start number? So it's going to capture the mid value of whatsoever start number you are giving. And remember, the start number is usually the position of the first character that we are looking at. So it will now capture the mid values. And then we are looking at start number. Let's say from here, let's start from 1, 2, 3, that is S. So the start number is 3, looking at S. And then let's close the brackets. So we have to complete all the arguments here. Whenever you see Excel gives you those error message. So the number of characters we are looking at, let's say we are looking at 2. So we have from the result, we have SO. So this is a mid value from what you gave to read. Now, if you change this to 3, we have it to be SOR. If you change it to 4, we have it to be SORT. All right, the difference between all this mid and this is that this has 3 different arguments where you can specify the start number you'd want to. All right, this is where you want to start with, and then the number of characters you want to capture. All right, I think we've actually looked at the left, right, mid. We have seen the replace, and then we are to be looking at the substitute. All right. Now for the substitute is something very similar to that of replace, so it is very, very easy. Let's take for example that we want to replace or want to substitute a value in the if yoke. So this is how substitute work. All right, this is how substitute work. These are the different arguments inside substitute. All right, we have the substitute here. We have the text, we have the old text, we have the new text, and then we have the instance number. I think this should be optional. Now let's see how it goes here. So we use the substitute here. So we have the text which we want to substitute. Let's say we want to substitute cell M2 here. So what is the old text that we are looking at substituting? So from here, let's say we want to substitute O. So write O, case sensitive, with a comma. Then which text do you want to substitute with? Let's say U. And the instance number, let's leave that and then hit enter. So what this happens is that it goes to the text that we are working with and then finds the old text, all right, which is O. And then with the new text you want to substitute, which is U, close your brackets, and then you hit your enter. So we can now see from if yoke, we now have if you. All right, so that's basically how these functions work. And when you have large volumes of data, you're applying these functions will allow you to quickly manipulate and analyze your data properly. All right, so I think we've come to the conclusion of these text functions. Though we have a whole lot of text functions and we may not be able to cover it in this lecture, so there's going to be links to resources. So use your Microsoft Excel. From the experience you've had here, I believe you can walk yourself around using other text functions. So I'm really glad and you've taken time to go through the lectures, and I expect to see you subsequent time.